kinda like a tree. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe. And I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I met a bad bitch last night in the D. Let me tell you how I made her leave with me. Conversation and Hennessy. I've been to the motherfucking mountaintop. Heard motherfuckers talk, seen them drop. If I ain't got a weapon, I'ma pick up a rock. And when I bust your ass, I'm gonna continue to rock. Get your ass on the wall with your 2 left feet. It's real easy, just follow the beat. Don't let that fine girl pass you by. Look real close, cause strobe lights about to have a party. Let's get it started. I'm looking for a girl with a body and a sexy strut. Wanna get it poppin', baby, step right up. Some girls, they act retarded. Some girls are body. I'm looking for a girl that will do whatever the fuck I say. Every day she be giving it up. Shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Come on, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Oh, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Come on, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. I'm a menace, a dentist, an oral hygienist. Open your mouth for about 4 or 5 minutes. Take a little bit of this fluoride riddance. Swish but don't spit it, swallow it now finish. Yeah, me and Nate deal double G. Looking for a couple bitches with some double D's. Pop a little champagne and a couple D's. Slip it in the bubbly. We finna have a party. Let's get it started. Go and shake it. I'm looking for a girl I can fuck in my Hummer truck. Apple bottom jeans and a big old slut. Some girls, they act retarded. Some girls are body. I want a bitch that sit at the crib with no panties on. Knows that she can, but she won't say no. Look at this lady in front of me. Sexy as can be. Tonight I want a slut. Would you be mine? Heard you was freaky from a friend of mine. Now I hope you don't get mad at me, but I told Nate you was a freak. He said he wants a slut. Hope you don't mind. I told him how you like it from behind. Shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Come on, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Oh, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Come on, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. We about to have a party. Let's get it started. I'm looking for a girl with a body and a sexy strut. Wanna get it poppin', baby, step right up. Some girls, they act retarded. Some girls are body. I'm looking for a girl that will do whatever the fuck I say. Every day she be giving it up. She goes, shaking that ass on the floor, bumping and grinding that pole. The way she's grinding that pole, I think I'm losing control.
I ain't leaving without you, bitch. Come here with me and my boy, and his boy, and his boy, and his girl. Take dog.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs. System, the company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive, selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green-looking skin, and they run around screaming, "We love Satan, we wanna eat babies." I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot, then the goblins are hobbling round, coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil, and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap, we don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, "We love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet."
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
They push the emperors into the ocean. Don't need a gun to flood with devotion. With every hour our number increases. With special institutions to pieces. We need a transformation, one we all can see. We need a revolution, so long as we stay free. Welcome to the West Side Creation, baby. We'll build you right up and we'll tear you down. Welcome to the celebration, baby. The times is our turn, the future is ours. Free your sons and unlock your...
What's up, Comic Skate? It's Ethan Van Sciver. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I am a 29-year veteran of the comic book industry, world's most charming, disarming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Sopranos fan, trusted member of the media. It is really nice to be with you tonight as we begin our show. Hello to you. Hello, my friends. Hey, I've got Cyberfunk action figures. Look at this. Look at this guy here. This is how I feel some mornings. Covered in the blood of my enemies. Marching forward, fighting the Vespis. Amazing toys are up on our second chance. Our electric blue Cyberfrog variant action figure campaign. I want you to go over there, and I want you to make sure that you have your action figures reserved for you. It's so important. So very important. Yes. Do it for me, Cyberfrog. Woo!
Walk the line like I'm walking on a wire. Taking my time, but my blood is on fire. Down to the marrow, from a shudder to a shockwave. Holding my ground, looking for a new escape. When I am choking, spotted and broken, crawling out the same ditch, looking for the off switch. Guess I better quit and find another way before I get stuck in my honeypot.
Yeah, everyone. All right. Great of you to support us to this degree. It's been amazing. We appreciate it. All right, let me see. What's going on here? People are saying, is this lagging for everyone else? My cam and video keeps freezing. You're kidding me. I wonder why. I wonder what's going on there. Hold on. Let's just give it a minute to catch up. Is it better now? Is it better? Lots of freezing. Laggy. What the fuck is going on? Let me see here. Every night I meant to read comics, but I wind up listening to Ethan. I know what you mean. Every day I mean to read comics, and I end up talking to you. I end up hanging out with you guys. That's just the way it is. Interesting stuff today. First of all, I want to point out to you that when I woke up this morning and looked outside the back door over there, where I draw, I saw this guy here. Look at this stick figure, stick insect. I've never seen one of these before in real life. I mean, I've seen pictures of them, but I've never actually witnessed a stick figure insect before. And look at it; it actually fucking looks like it looks like a stick. It looks like a pine stick with pine needles on it. I had to look at it a bunch of times. I'm like, is that thing an insect? I took pictures of it because I was just fascinated by him. And he stayed there for a long time. He was big. The guy was like, I mean, this dude was he was a pretty big insect. And I looked at him for a long time like, whoa, holy cow. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So let me see what you guys said about the stick figure insect. I posted this on Twitter. I typed in some keywords and the AI gave me this. What is this? Is this supposed to be me? And then I wish my hairline was that good. And then a frog there. Interesting. Don't let him stick it to you. Pretty neat, says Galade Comics. How long did it stick around? Like at least an hour, honestly. I came back and it was gone. I said, does it fly? I don't understand. Like, how did it get away? New villain to Cyberfrog? Here's Trump. What's he saying?
And your sister and your job and your broke ass car and that's it. You call or fuck you and your friends that I'll never see again. Everybody but your dog you can more fuck up.
Yeah.
Na 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 na. A B C D E. Byron right now. A B C.
Oh, okay. So he's singing A B C D F U. Crazy. Oh, I'm back, by the way. Oh, good. Tweeter Trash is back. I wonder where Tweeter Trash was. Turns out if you appeal your suspension now after that Fifth Circuit Court ruling, they kind of have to let you back on unless you said something legit illegal. Oh, this is good news. Didn't know that. Will he make an appearance in Cyberfrog 3? That thing looks like it crawled out of hell. New villain or ally. Very cool. Yeah, I don't know. I just like it. Whenever I see interesting bugs crawl out of these woods that I live in, I take pictures of them. I'm happy to see frogs. Oh, cool. Stick insects are neat little dudes. Had one spring out at me from a basil plant while I was picking basil to make a salad with. Little dude freaked me out. Yeah, I wouldn't want him to jump out at me. Comic artist lag secret, says Josiah Haynes. I don't know what to do about that, guys. Sorry about that. I'm sorry if it's lagging for everybody. Looks good to me. I'm sitting here watching it on my iPad. It looks great. My show looks better than ever. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do if I'm lagging on YouTube? Yeah, I'm not going to pay attention to this. I'm just going to continue with this show. I'm not going to pay attention to these distractions. I'm just going to continue with the show. Another thing that happened on YouTube today. Everybody's talking about this. Mark Brooks is a Marvel Comics cover artist. I guess he used to do comics. He doesn't really do comics anymore. He just does these covers. And I was never a fan, but I would never say anything like bad about him or his work, except that he broke. See, there's kind of like an embargo against that. Like it's taboo. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to talk about other artists' work. I don't want to talk about other people's work in a bad way. But Mark has made it so that Mark has made it so that we're allowed somehow. He has decided that look at this, connection is unstable. If you're on Wi-Fi, Try plugging into your router or moving closer to it. I swear to God, with the I see what's going on here now. Hold on a second. Wait a second here. Is it my router that's having is my router being hacked? If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging into your. I already am plugged into the router. Let me see this here. F you. Yeah, everything has to be a living hell at all times. It's one thing that we've determined about life around here. You know, it's just awful. All right, available. Let me find out here. Oh, we're on this. Connect automatically. Let me see. Verifying and connecting. Connected, secured. But you know what? It still looks like my connection is unstable. Oh, connection is. Wait, it's changing. It's changing now. It's always like summertime, but you know, usually in the heart of summer, my connection is poor. What happens if I turn my Wi-Fi off? Then what happens? I freeze. Okay, Wi-Fi is back on. Interesting. All right, I cannot continue to worry about this. Try holding your breath, EVS. Bob Bug with one eye is king says you'll go away, hopefully. All right, let me just get on with the show here. So Mark Brooks, interesting thing, had a cover. Everybody's talking about this cover. It's a new cover. I had to do research on this, and I wasn't so sure. You know, I don't know if this is new or if this is new. This is brand new. Judgment Day. And this is Mark's cover, and this is what I was confronted with this morning. Don Draws Stuff, who is a comic skater, says this has to be the worst portrayal of a shadow in the history of comics. It's just a gray blur. I thought Mark Brooks was a professional comics artist. I'll just take a page from Don Simpson's book and call it what it is. Shit. Ethan Van Sciver, John Malin, am I wrong? No, you're not wrong. This is shit. This is definitely shit. But let's see what other people have to say. This got quite a reaction from people. By the way, I know now Mark Brooks just Google references shit, Google image references shit, because I have this same piece of reference that was used to make her face. I saw it on Google Images and I liked it and I stored it away. Hold on a second. Let me blow this up here. This right here, this face, this is from Google Images. I said, oh, that's really good. I like that. And I put it away for further usage, future usage one day. This looks exactly like it. It looks like it was just plugged in. Like this looks like it was just a filter was put over it and it was. And I don't know if he does that all the time, but I know it was done here. I know it was done here because I have this piece of reference. It jumped right out at me. And I went, oh. That's weird. Who is this twink right here? All right, so this is the cover that we're talking about here. This is the situation. All right, let's go back and see what people are saying. Multiple layer failed to do the trick on this one. Yeah, it did. By the way, there's another version of this cover. Just looking at this cover and its awfulness, people might say, why do you think this cover is awful? Well, the cover is awful because it's not a cover. Because you look at it and you go, what am I supposed to look at here? Where's the focal point? The trick to designing a cover is to understand a few things. First of all, the reader's eye naturally goes here, right here in this spot. Jason Smith says, hang out on the Jack Show tonight? Quite possibly. The Reader's Eye, thank you for $20. I might do it. Reader's Eye goes right here. So you want to kind of, whatever is important needs to go here. Okay. For the most part, the most important element needs to go right here. But really, you want to have everything. And by the way, you look at Dale Keown's Cyberfrog cover that he did. The important element is right here. Cyberfrog. Like, you just know that instinctively. You know that. That's just where the Reader's Eye goes. I don't know what I'm supposed to look at here. It's a mishmash, a collage of drawings that were done separately, it seems, and then sort of layered over each other really poorly so that the perspective is all wrong. Perspective is all wrong. Oh God, it's a mess. It's a mess. Let me see what more people are saying. This is the face you make when you don't give Mark Brooks your chair. Right here, Mark Brooks, of course, wrote a whole story. I mean, he had a whole epic novel that he wrote a little while ago about how he's held a grudge for 15 years because a couple of writers at a convention would not give him their chair. He lacked a chair. Somebody stole his. He wanted another one. He started trying to go around pilfering other people's chairs. These two writers in particular didn't give him the time of day, and he has said ever since, before he starts working with someone, he says, I prefer not to work with those people. Well, you never will. I mean, because you're a cover artist. So look at that. What is this from? Is this from that's like Spider-Man, something or other? What is this? I always see this meme around, and I'm like, what the It's so 70s. It's wonderful. John Malin says the worst sin here is the perspective is off. Example, we can see the underside of Captain Marvel's boobs on a down shot. Her body is nearly flat to the camera. Okay, so let's go see what the Wolf King is talking about here. And all right, we can pull this up here. So this is what he's referring to. Here's Captain Marvel, and she is basically, she's basically laying on the ground from this angle. She's basically laying on the ground because we can see up underneath her. Our perspective, here's what you need to understand. Our eye line is way above this cover. That's where the vanishing point, the alleged vanishing point would be. And our eye line here is like right around her crotch level. Because we're looking up, we can see underneath her. It doesn't matter. None of it matters because, none of it fucking matters. None of it matters. Because the cover didn't even look like this originally. Here, this was the cover. I guess it's pretty small. I don't know if I can get it to be bigger here. Hold on a second. Open it. Can't do it. Well, let me see if I can inflate the. Doesn't matter. This is the way the cover was before, and then what happened? Look, this is so much better. I don't know what he did here. What? First of all, it's still the same. Like, none of these characters are in proper perspective. They all look fake. They all look like color forms that were placed over this fake background here. It almost looks like Mark Brooks took a picture of his patio. Like, that's what I think the background is, like Mark's patio. And then it's a photograph that he ran through a filter. And then he just placed these tiny. All right. As horrible as it, like, this is still better than whatever that. What is this shadow? What is this shadow meant to represent here? It's horrible. And then anyway, it went from this over to this. He just added more characters here. We need more characters. So we'll just throw them in there. All right, John Malin. Very good criticism. His work seems to be composited photos and tracing. Right. Reminds me of Greg Land. Exactly correct. More responses to John Malin. Captain Marvel appears to be in midair, which would somewhat explain the change in perspective relative to the other characters. I'm confused where the light source is coming from. The shadow says it's behind them, but whatever they're looking at says it should be in front of them. That's right. There's a shadow over them. Looks like Black Panther doesn't give two flips about what's in the sky and is instead staring straight into Thor's cape-covered ass. Everyone's eye line is somewhere else. Everyone's looking in different directions. She's looking over straight up here. She's looking over there. She's looking at us. Storm is looking at us. Captain America's kind of looking up. The twink here is looking at us. Wolverine's look at Wolverine's finger touching like this tangent. His finger is touching Captain America's thumb. Like, this is awful. They're all looking in and Wolverine's looking straight at us. She's looking over like right in front of her or something. I don't even know. Mark, what are you doing? And this wouldn't even be a problem if it wasn't for the fact that you're going around denigrating other artists, talking about how you've improved and nobody else is improving. Mark, this is shit, and you really need to figure out how to construct a cover. You're a cover artist. You're supposed to be this is what you do. You're a cover artist, dude. Your job is to be able to do covers. You don't know how to lay one out. Like, you don't understand design. Now, this is interesting right here. Okay, so the point of this cover is supposed to be, oh my God, there's something big on that, like some big villain. Maybe it's Galactus. And, the shadow is over our heroes. Now, this is a very disciplined cover here by John Byrne. This gets the point across. Our heroes are small. The villain that's overshadowing them is huge. Oh, shit. Okay, now the thing about this cover, it's extremely effective. It tells the story that the cover is meant to tell. You go, who is this? Who's causing this gigantic shadow to fall over our tiny, hapless heroes? I'm concerned about them. Granty's Nut says, it looks like Mark just took a blank cover and covered it with random Marvel character stickers. Captain America's placement just confuses me. The whole thing is awful. Now, my theory about this is, first of all, if you are the cover artist who draws this cover, you are doing you're doing a good job on the cover. You're selling the story of the book. The problem is, you can't sell this original art. Mark is somebody who is only drawing covers. He's not drawing interiors. He gets a cover and then he sells the original art. Do you think Mark Brooks would be disciplined enough to produce this? Okay, so this cover's not going to sell. My characters are going to be real small on it. So, it's going to work as a cover, but it's going to be one of those times where the original art is not going to be in demand. No, Mark Brooks isn't interested in that. That's not what Mark's doing. Mark slaps every single fucking superhero he possibly can real big on the cover to the point where there's no room for a logo. Like, Marvel had to just slap this logo down. I'll give you a judgment day. Marvel had to just slap this logo down. It covers up 3 characters. That's Iron Man back there. Iron Man completely obscured by this cover. Marvel didn't even know what to do. This cover should probably just stretch all the way across, but they at least let Captain Marvel exist. She should have been covered by this logo too. What a disaster this is. What an absolute disaster. And so the whole point of this is, this cover is going to sell. The original art is going to sell. If there even is original art, I don't know. I'm not sure how this works here. Maybe he drew each of these characters individually. He's going to sell each one of these as a pinup. I'm not sure if this is digital. I don't really know. I don't know what his whole system is. But this looks like somebody who's like, I'm gonna make like $20,000 selling this cover, dude. It's got all the Marvel heroes on it. Meanwhile, it's just a mess. Absolutely confounding. Yeah, I mean, seriously, like, this is what it should look like. Shadow, big shadow, little heroes. We're scared for our heroes. Everyone's a fucking hack these days. D. Chapel, thank you for bringing this up. Like, this is exactly what I pictured. It's just like, this is what it should be. The point is, our heroes are small compared to the threat that's coming, and they're in trouble. And what is the shadow? Those are the questions. Yeah, it looks like he took the images of each character from another place and pasted them to this image. And if you have any doubts about whether or not that's true, here it is, right here, before he pasted 11 more characters onto it. What goes on over there at Marvel? This is enough right here. This is closer to better. It's still weird. It's still wrong. This little twink kid bugs the fuck out of me with his like decolletage. But it's still closer. Blackguard Forest says Mark Brooks took a photo of his patio and placed stickers of Marvel characters from a 25-cent vending machine on it. It's an unnecessarily busy quote-unquote drawing. I agree with you. Thank you for $10. That's what this is here. Like, Mark, stop criticizing people. I just stop, dude. You should not be criticizing anyone when your work looks like this. And you're sitting there busting Eric July's balls, calling his artist names, chasing me around. What do you want my attention for? This is what you get when you get my attention. When you want my attention, this is what you get. Happy to give it to you. Here's what I have to say to you. This is shit. You're a hack. You did not serve. The ultimate job of a comic book creator is to serve the story with their artwork. You are not doing that. You have no idea how to compose a cover. Composition eludes you. You have no idea. Where do I look here, Mark? If I'm wrong, where do I look here? Who catches my eye? None of them do. All of it just hurts to look at. Painful. That Wolverine arm is rough, says Shane. Awkward hands and faces, no focus, no room for a logo. Probably the worst cover layout ever. That's Shane taking his swing. Is this new? This is me. It hurts to look at in 100 different ways. Mark works hard on each individual figure, and so each of them look like they're their own separate pinup. None of them take the focus. They're all looking in different directions. Just a pile of paper dolls on the floor. I had good commentary there. Painful tangents like Wolverine's outstretched hand meeting Captain America's thumb. Just a mess. And Marvel clearly didn't know what to do with it as a cover. They just smacked a semi-transparent logo over 3 different characters. What? Mark needs to learn cover design. And here's Gabe L. Tight. Lol at Mark Brooks' garbage tier work. No understanding of lighting or composition. Like, I don't even know how to explain this like Gabe does. Like, Gabe's a colorist, and so he's just looking at this like in a whole different way. Like, I'm looking at this as a drawing. You know, I'm looking at this like, okay, so I got to draw all these characters, and the point is that there's something big on the horizon that's heading their way. Okay, you know, I'll figure out a way to do that so that, you know, we have a focus and it tells the story properly. It's not happening here. Support actually good comics. Get true justice the American way. Gabe Al Tayyib selling his comics at all time. Why not? And I'll do it too. Second chance for Cyberfunk 2 Wreck Planet. Have you guys supported this yet? Have you backed it? Oh, you must. You must get Wreck Planet. I got a delivery tomorrow. The folders are in. I'm still waiting for the books. Folders are coming in tomorrow. The Vespa's folders. I just want my books. With Comics Elite says that cover represents the Judgment Day storyline. A mess. Marvel had 2 of the worst comics of the year this week as well. Oh, really? I got to watch your channel and see the reviews. I got to see the reviews. Oh, wait, this is the long trailer. I love this trailer, but I don't want to listen to it right now. I thought this would just be the sun ain't gonna shine anymore music video. Thank you. We're almost at $225,000 for Cyberfrog 2 Wreck Planet. And, of course, our beautiful action figures, which are just amazing. Everybody who sees them is like, holy shit, you did it. Yeah, we did it, my friends. We did it together. Don't miss out. Make sure that you choose which ones that you want, or just get all the new stuff. And let us ship them. Let us ship them to you. Can't wait. I don't have my Heather Swains yet. I really want my sample Heather Swains. I think they'll be here soon, but I think everything is going to be here soon. All right, let's get back to this. I love Marvel Comics. I mean, I love Comicsgate teeing off on Marvel Comics. It's wonderful. Yeah. old school color form sets. This is bang on accurate, 100%. This is the perfect roast of what Mark Brooks just did there. Mark, you have to compose. You actually have to figure out a way to draw the eye where it needs to go. Who's the purple girl using her hand to shade the sun, but doesn't actually get any shade from her hand, says Draw My Character. Oh, let me look. Oh, right there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who that is. I don't know who any of these characters are anymore. Rob Arnold says, this is the best cover I've seen from Mark Brooks. Somebody dumped out their toy box, stood in front of a lamp, and snapped a pic. Mark Brooks, I draw every day to be a better artist. Also, Mark Brooks still doesn't know how shadows work. No focus, lazy, and would not buy. This is what you get when you spend all the day chirping on Twitter instead of putting in the effort to put out a decent cover. The bar at Marvel has definitely been lowered. He's got the eyes all ass backwards. What is this? Each face in this image is looking in a different direction. What are they looking at? Why are they all different shades if they're all being covered by the same shadow? DJ Sickrick says, members need a Gabe emoji. Gabe just pointing. I love it. It's so funny. Brett Smith comes in. Wow, Brett. Mark suffers from focal point deficiency syndrome and has for a long time. His struggle is very real. Yeah, Brett Smith, another colorist who comes in here just like agonized over it's just his work is just painful. Like this isn't like it's nothing personal. I mean, it's personal. We're talking about it because Mark Brooks has made it possible for us to, otherwise I'd just be quiet about it. I wouldn't care. But Mark Brooks sits there and he torments comic skaters. He talks really big. And so yeah, now we're actually talking and discussing about his work, which is something that he asked for. But Brett Smith is just talking about this the same way. Like, we're not exaggerating. This is painful. It's like if you look at each figure individually, Storm looks really nice here. Great job. Storm is, there's no relationship. Like, what is Captain America doing? What is this? Like, he just placed over this little green kid. I don't really get it. This is legitimately painful to look at. And most of his covers are like this. He really has no idea what he's doing. None. He doesn't know how to do a cover. He knows how to draw figures. He knows how to render them the same exact way every single time. There's never any like variation in lighting. He doesn't know how to do that. Everybody is in broad daylight at all times. They look wet and slippery. And then there you go. Then you do those characters, you do those figures, and then somehow you assemble a cover out of them. They're never doing anything interesting. I would not hire this guy. He did ask Eric July for a job, and Eric July said no. And I don't blame him for that, because it's like, no. I will hire somebody who knows what they're doing. Some don't even look like they belong in this picture. Beast and Wolverine, especially in my eyes. It's distracting. No real threat, just posing for the enemy. Reminds me of the colors on my grandmom's carpet. When you're all rendering and no composition. This is my feeling about it. You're all rendering and you're not composing anything. You're working really hard on every character being detailed. You're missing the forest for the trees. Cut and paste thrown together from previous work. Yeah, this might be the worst cover I've ever seen. This might be the worst cover I've ever seen. I don't know. Yeah. I should find this image. I've got it somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. And then we can find out like exactly what the deal is here. Filter? Is it just like a filter? Lady Fossilot says, EVS, thank you for this breakdown and critique. It's a great lesson with fantastic insight, highlighting craftsmanship and design. Highly appreciated. Watt Studio says, check your Twitter DM. Just sent you a pic. All right, let me take a look real quick. You might have found it, right? Oh no, you sent me the yeah, I looked at that. D Chapel. That was I don't know if you just showed up. D Chapel just sent me over the Fantastic Four burn cover. that was like tiny little figures in a big shadow. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like that was what this cover was meant to be, right? I like that when you don't give Mark Brooks your chair from Von Klaus. It's funny. All right, everybody. We got 1,080 people in here. Welcome, my friends. Welcome. Please hit that thumbs up. Like, what do you guys think of that cover? You guys, am I wrong? Do you like it? Maybe I'm wrong and you guys think it's awesome. Let me see. Mark Brooks wanted to draw Eric July as the Woman King, said Joseph Pantalone. I didn't see that movie. A glimpse into the fantastic. Well, it's hard to cut and paste fantastic, but fans don't need tastic to be fans. Says Riled Silverlock. Needs a brighter light box, maybe, says John Porton. We got people who are upset with the hat that I'm wearing today. You guys are upset about everything that I do all the time. Nobody saw that movie, says Eric Winberg. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I've heard a lot about it, though. I have no opinion about it yet. No opinion. I was on the James Delingpole show. Some people are finding it. I don't think it's on YouTube, but it's on like Odyssey. It's on Odyssey. It might be on BitchUte. Might be on BitchUte. Here's a clip from it. If possible. Why is everything a nightmare? Am I really still having internet problems? Still lagging? Let me refresh this and see what happens. Maybe we don't. Men and women are just completely different animals. They're different. This is why women ruin everything that men like. You want to know why? There's a scientific study about this. Lego did it. Lego toys. They were sitting there. They were trying to figure out why boys are buying. Why would boys buy Legos and girls don't? I don't really understand. And they were trying to figure out how they could get girls to buy Lego toys. So they did a study, 1,200 children and their parents, 600 boys, 600 girls. And they put them in a room with Legos, Lego figures, all kinds of different Lego figures and bricks. And what they learned by watching and observing these children, boys and girls, and I have no reason to believe that this doesn't carry through into adulthood, is the boys and girls play in a different way. Boys, when they pick up a Batman figurine, a Lego Batman figurine, the qualities, the personality, everything they know about Batman becomes them. You see what I'm saying? They become Batman. A little boy is holding a Batman figurine and he becomes Batman, the Dark Knight. And that's important. So men are able to sort of take fantasy and then just make it a part of themselves. Women, on the other hand, would take Batman and Batman would become them. They project themselves onto the figurine. And so that's the one thing they learned. That's why Barbie is so... What is Barbie's personality? Who is Barbie? We know who He-Man is. We know who Skeletor is. We know who, all these guys. Who's Barbie? Barbie is whoever the little girl is that's playing with Barbie. Barbie is a blank slate. Barbie is a cipher. So you've got women who project themselves. Women are such narcissists, just as a sex, yes. That they project whoever they are onto everything. So now that's what they do as children. Do you think they change that as adults? Look at female literature that's popular. Look at stuff that women like. Look at Twilight. Who is Belle in Twilight? Can you tell me if you've seen Twilight? Bella, whatever her name is. Yeah. She is a cipher. She is blank. She's not particularly beautiful. She is the heroine, but she's there for the reader, the female reader, to project herself onto. This is happening to me. I'm relating to this character. This is all, the vampire boys all love me. Same thing with, what's that movie with or the book with the 50 Shades of Grey? Same thing. All these female protagonists are blank slates for women to project themselves onto. So now you've got women coming in and writing. Imagine this chemical problem here. This is why it all isn't working. You've got feminists who come in and say, I'm going to write Batman. I'm going to write Plastic Man. I'm going to write Superman. They write themselves into these characters. So you've got a woman, a feminist, writing Superman and writing her own personal quirks. He's drinking coffee and he's petting his cat, and that's what they do when they get a hold of these characters. They just become big muscular versions of themselves. And then that poison is turned around and fed to boys. Do you understand? And the boys reacted, little boys, men, they take what's on the page and they want to project it onto themselves. And what they're getting is second generation wacko feminist and her personality. And that's what's happening right now. That's the circular poison of soy, the circle of soy that's going on. Women writing themselves into male characters, men reading those male characters and adopting feminine qualities. That's basically the heart of the conspiracy, I have determined. And it's all because of this research that Lego did, understanding the difference in how women and men fantasize. Very simple.
Whoa.
How they play. Diametrically opposed. Completely different. They're not. Hey, Memology's in the chat. Shout out to Memology. And from there, you can extrapolate the cause of. It's going to continue to feed itself like a cycle, like a human centipede. So that's a clip from the interview. And I talked about had this other insight when I was in the shower and I was washing my pits. I was thinking about what I had said there in this interview, and I was thinking about how I was relating the feminist intrusion into comics that I witnessed. I was just thinking about that. I was like, I've been unkind to my male compatriots who lived through that with me. One thing that I forgot, and I just realized it. I realized that this is a component, a necessary component for how women were able to take over comics and turn these men into soy boys and just bend them over and then just peg them relentlessly with their own, the stuff that they like, their own characters, everything. Women came in and basically looked around and said, everything that you see here is sexist. And then it became racist. Everything's racist. And then it became homophobic. And now it's transphobic. They're slowly evolving comics, and men are letting it happen. And the question is why? Why would men allow women to do anything? When it comes to their hobbies, they don't belong. Women don't belong here. Women who don't like comics don't belong here, pretending to like comics and fixing them for us. But I forgot this. I forgot about the Me Too movement and how that effectively silenced all male opposition. I forgot about that. That was component 2. So you've got women who come in and they just go, "This is sexist. The more women need to be here. We need to have women writing all of your characters and basically turning them into us," which is what they do. The only way most women can. There are some exceptions. We had Louise Simonson for the most part. We had Ann Nocenti. We talk about these 80s writers, these female writers who realized that this was a boys' club and worked hard to write to keep up with the men. Okay. Now it's the other way around. The men have bent over completely. The women come in and they're writing sassy, bitchy versions of our male characters, all of these, masculine archetypes. They're writing themselves into there. They're turning everything into Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon must have had that happen too. It's like this cycle of abuse. What woman abused Joss Whedon to make him write the pussy shit that he writes? Obviously, there's something wrong with Joss Whedon. We all know that. But this is the thing. Why? How did they control opposition? They started accusing men in comics. Women would stand up and go, Brian Wood versus Tess Fowler. He sexually harassed me. Brian Wood basically just asked this woman on a date. I don't know why he did that. I don't understand. But he did. He just he went up to her at a bar and during a convention and said, "I think you're cute. You want to?" That destroyed his career. She basically was able to utterly destroy his career. And there were a series of women who went after men in the comic book industry, accused them of various sexual impropriety, and utterly destroyed their lives. The whole thing about how, like, it's a toxic boys club silenced any opposition from everyone except for me, because I don't care. Shout out to my best pal Comic Book in the chat. It says Comic Book 1 for $5. Thank you, my friend. Oh, Memology is looking at Mark Brooks's. They had to be done separately. Look at the floor. It doesn't match with how they're standing. Memology, yeah, we already proved this. Like, just so you know, if you were gonna make a video about this, which I doubt you will, but if you were gonna do it, you'd have further evidence that this is basically a fucking color forms drawing, because here's an early version of the cover. This is the cover that was solicited, and you can see that, like, all of these other characters that he haphazardly placed. By the way, this is a much better design, right? I don't know why he did what he did. You can see more of the shadow here. The characters are all horrifically, like, badly drawn. They don't even exist on this plane. They're not in perspective with the ground. Cyclops is, like, lying on it, and he's a midget. All of this stuff is terrible, but at least the layout, the perspective is all wrong, but the layout makes sense. It's kind of this pyramid shape, like right up the center. And what do I look at? I look at the logo. My eye is drawn to the logo. But he confused it by adding all of these other shitty characters all around there. And he made it 50 times worse. But this is the original cover. You can see what it's not like he draws this and he lays it out. He draws each character individually, and then he just plops them down there like that. And then you can put more, you can lift this guy up, put another one there. You could just shit out another like 6 or 7 characters. Hey, he could shit out like 18 more characters if you need him to. He's got them in his portfolio, just all over the fucking cover. Ridiculous. All right, let me get back to the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about women. So I think that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Now, you would think that like somebody would complain about this, and there were complaints. This article, I remember this article when it came out, and I remember like agreeing with it. It's so weird. Like, so much of my memory has been wiped about like the mainstream comic book industry and my time in it, like leading up to. I remember certain things. But I remember saying this exact shit. Like, there are too many like crazy liberals, and who are coming in and they're basically attacking comic book fans. They're attacking Republicans. I resent having these assholes caricature me and my beliefs in the comic books that I'm reading. I resent that. That was my attitude back in 2012 when this article was written. 201 Studio says Louise Simonson, Joe Duffy, and Ascenti were fantastic. Yeah, they were great. Thumbs down from the Celestial, says Memology. Yeah. It's another horrible cover. I don't understand. Memology says, you're ignoring me, sir. That heterosexual hat is messing with your focus. No, I'm here. I see you. I'm off on I'm lecturing, Memology. You understand? All right, and you might be behind in the chat too. You might be behind in the show. Rob Liefeld versus Don Simpson. What is this? Oh, I gotta look at some of these things. 3 4chan posters say they're DC leakers. 2 of them must be wrong. All right, whatever. How Liberalism May Be Hurting Comic Book Sales by Darren Wagner, who's one of us, might be watching right now. He wrote this in 2012 to much ridicule. This article got passed around. Darren was pointed out. He was demonized. I remember reading it and going, this is absolutely 100% correct. Like, what is everybody? Yeah, well, he says, if you are a conservative like me, you've been reading fewer and fewer comic books over the last 12 years. 12 years, since 2000, basically, he's saying. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, the weekly visit to the comic book shop has become either an exercise in irritation or a monotonous drill. You pick up a superhero comic book featuring a childhood favorite of yours, hoping to reignite some of that magic that you felt way back when, and you see that the opening sequence in the comic book deals with an oil rig disaster. BP. You immediately and disappointingly know what's going to be said, either by your childhood favorite or by some other character given credibility within the story. You turn the page, and sure enough, your childhood favorite grumbles about his, hers, country's dependency on oil, or how inherently dangerous oil drilling is to the environment and how it's not worth it, or simply mutters to him, herself briefly about the evils of corporate America. That's when you put the comic book back on the shelf and your retailer loses a sale. Sound familiar? Brightest Day number 5 contained a similar scenario featuring Aquaman. WordFab Stream says Louise Simonson was fantastic on X Factor, possibly my favorite writer behind Claremont and Alan Davis. Memology says YouTube sucks. I'm behind. I don't know why. I apologize, Ethan. Yeah, no problem. Just glad to have you here, pal. Big fan. Let me see. You pick up another comic book featuring a superhero team you used to really enjoy, and there's a member on the team who shares a lot of the same socio-political views you do, but he doesn't articulate them very well. By design, you can tell. And he gets everything wrong. Again, by design. And you realize that he's the team jackass precisely because he's supposed to represent you. Another Brightest Day example of this, issue number 7, where Steve Ditko, Creation Hawk, says he wrecked a restaurant's jukebox because it was playing a Dixie Chicks song. Hawk was created to represent conservatism during the Vietnam War era, but today he's apparently a reckless caveman who doesn't understand the very conservative idea of private property rights. So you put that comic book back on the shelf because, and if you haven't walked out by now, you're sure to get at least 3 more experiences like these before finding a superhero comic that is, at best, not very political. We see this all the time, don't we? Black Canary just happens to make a comment about how supposedly unsafe SUVs are while pursuing a villain in one of the pages of Birds of Prey. Over the Marvel side, on the pages of Alpha Flight, a Canadian man parks in front of a fire hydrant while attempting to vote, and he's given a ticket for doing so. The man accuses the cop, Snowbird's alter ego, of voter suppression and how she's harassing the patriots who are just trying to change things, to which she responds, "Please, sir, we're Canadian." It even extends outside of comics into animation. In the Justice League animated series episode Paradise Lost, Superman and Wonder Woman are investigating a shopping mall. Wonder Woman looks at the interior of the mall and likens it to a temple. Superman replies, "Yes, for those who worship their credit cards." Now, what are we supposed to make of this? Superman clearly doesn't think very highly of shopping malls, at the very least. This is odd, considering the character once symbolized something called the American way of life, which was defined by, among other things, capitalism. But back to comic books. Sure, these little jabs and nods are individually nothing that can't be dismissed, but they have a cumulative effect. This was back in 2012, guys. Amazing. They wear us down, and eventually the excitement and magic of comic book superheroes become outweighed by our being annoyed. This is like the very seeds of Comicsgate. Amazing. Hold on a second. DMs. What do I need to look at in my DMs? What's going on, guys? Yeah. Yeah, I've seen this. I don't care. Yeah, this was like last week. Doesn't matter. Okay, hold on a second. All right, let me get back to thank you for that. Thank you for the derailment there. Let me see. Catch up with you guys in the chat here. Memology. Wow, thank you. Super sticker. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Very nice. 200 Watt Studio says Louise S., Joe Duffy, and Ascenti were fantastic. Scrolling down. Read that one. Okay, get back to the article. I'm getting back to the article. Here we go. Okay. Back to comic books. Okay, so they have a cumulative effect. They wear us down, and eventually the excitement and magic of comic book superheroes becomes outweighed by our being annoyed. It's happening more and more over the last dozen years. The people behind the scenes allowing their personal politics to bleed through into the stories of otherwise apolitical superheroes whose adventures are meant for everyone to enjoy. This in and of itself wouldn't be quite so bad if it wasn't always the same political views repeated over and over ad nauseum. Simply put, there's too much liberalism in comic books today. Not liberalism, leftism. One thing that those who disagree, most of whom are typically self-described liberals, will say is that there is conservatism in comic books because superheroes are inherently conservative. In saying this, they're implying that they are in fact balancing the scales by having these characters occasionally to frequently quip liberal adages. I have to disagree with that. The first comic book superhero, Superman, fought a liberal social agenda in his first stories. The character only became a symbol of lawful authority later. Most superheroes, it can be argued, are apolitical by virtue of the reader's ability to insert their own politics into the character when the writer has not already done so. Even Green Arrow could be a conservative character rather than the liberal one we've had since Hard Traveling Heroes. Now, you might say, Darren, you're obviously unaware that Green Arrow is based on Robin Hood, and everybody else knows Robin Hood stole from the rich and gave to the poor. He'd be an occupier today. Well, yeah, that's how those on the left view Robin Hood. But if you look more closely at Robin Hood, you will find that the character more accurately stole from the state and gave back to the people. That is right. I made this whole argument. I did a video about this. He stole tax money back from the government and gave it back to the people. So one could just as easily say that Robin Hood would be a Tea Partier today, and therefore Green Arrow could be too. Folks, I know comics are created by artists. I know that Marvel and DC offices are in New York City. They were. I realized before I started typing this that asking for authentic conservatism in comic books from the big two to counter constant jabs, references, and snide, preachy copy they print is like asking the mob to please leave garbage alone. I get that. But for the good of the comic book industry, this escalation and domination of liberal sentiment has got to stop, and it's got to stop quick. Everybody knows that when an entertainer goes political, she runs the very serious risk of cutting their audience by at least half. The comic book audience has been getting smaller and smaller, and I think it's time to honestly consider that a big part of the problem is the content. It's gotten so bad that some of the more open-minded liberal comic book readers that I know of are getting turned off because it's so obvious what's been happening. I know that some of you are going to reply with some variation of, I don't see it, or this guy's a troll, or shut up. That's fine. Go ahead and exercise that right, but it won't help the comic book industry or make the audience grow again. Prescient article by Darren Wagner. 10 years ago, not 20 years ago. 10 years ago, this discussion was happening. Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, we were talking about it then, and I remember it. I remember just being like disgusted. People just felt free to unload their personal political views through the mouths of characters that everybody loved, that belonged to everyone. Yeah, he saw it coming. Everybody saw it coming back then. And by the way, the way it usually works with leftists is they take an inch and then they just take a mile. First it's like, hey, yeah, we're having our superheroes complain about the BP oil spill. We're doing this, we're doing that. We're doing little things that sort of are in the news. And then the next thing you know, all of these characters are homosexual. They've made all the characters gay. They ruined comics. And then Comicsgate exists. But those were the seeds. That was the very foundations of Comicsgate there. And I wonder if there's anything earlier than that. As a Comicsgate historian, I would like to know. Directly after that came Mockingbird with her shirt, asked me about my feminist agenda, et cetera, et cetera. And we are where we are now, which is interesting. But there was at least one person who was warning everyone about it. And I got to say, I appreciate it. And I'm grateful that he sent me that article. I think that's fantastic. All right, everyone, my friends. I am kind of grouchy tonight. I can't. I'm sorry, but I am kind of grouchy. I'll try to cheer up. I don't know what's going on. I think it's just the cumulative effect of just irritating shit in the news. But yeah, you turn on the TV right now and it really is something else. A week ago, I pointed out that Poison Ivy was becoming a fat lesbian. The reaction to this has been swift and severe. I A bunch of people. I just kind of said it. I didn't, I wasn't trying to start a fight or anything like that, but quite a few people responded to it and made videos. Hold on as I get a Blackguard 4 for $10 says, I find it so disappointing that my favorite comic characters are being written and drawn by radical extremists. I want to still enjoy X-Men, but they've made it impossible. I know, man. Jason Smoot, thanks for $20. Smoot, you mean the world to me, EVS. Oh, thanks, Jason Smoot. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you. Sheila Alien says it had to be the JDA stream. Yeah, I was on the JDA stream, and it's just like the idiocy of some of the characters that were being discussed there also kind of puts you in a bad mood, but that's okay. No problem. We'll cheer up. We'll get ourselves together as we EFAP a couple of videos here. I don't know who these people are. Hottie Entertain Media. 13,200 subscribers. Great things you can buy, and their links to AliExpress. Jesus Christ. Ethan Van Sciver slams DC for turning Poison Ivy into a fat lesbian in a Catwoman Lonely City series. I mean, did I do that? Did I slam them? All right, let me find out what this guy thinks.
I'm a big fan of Poison Ivy as a character in the DC universe. I'm a huge fan, not just a little fan, but I'm a very huge fan. And
who's a big fan of Poison Ivy? I mean, I can say I like Poison Ivy. Who's actually like a really big super fan of Poison Ivy? That is weird.
I love the character. I really want that character to be portrayed very well, whether it's in the comics or on screen. I just like the characters. Honestly, of all the DC characters,
like this
Poison
guy.
Ivy is up there as one of my favorite characters. And DC did another revamp of their popular character Poison Ivy, and they're pretty much getting blasted right now because of what they did to Poison Ivy. And their former employee Ethan Van Sciver is destroying them as we speak right now, because he is saying that you take a loved character as Poison Ivy and you go and
How do you have 13,200 subscribers and only get 29 views on a video? I just looked, 29 views. I'm going to make it 30 though, I hope. All right, speed it up. Yeah, maybe I will. I'm trying to understand what he's saying too. He's got a little bit of an accent, but maybe if we we'll go faster, it'll sound like Speedy Gonzalez. Go.
make Poison Ivy fat in the new Catwoman limited series Lonely City. And it shouldn't really be happening, because Poison Ivy is a sexy, slim, beautiful character that controls plants. That's her powers. Like, she's very, very beautiful. She's never been fat in any of her iterations, so making her fat all of a sudden makes no sense. It really makes no sense. Van Sciver was not impressed and classified that the Ivy being fat, and of course, because it's the modern world that we live in right now, they had to make her a lesbian as well. So he says that making Ivy a fat lesbian, after I saw it, says feminists have made Poison Ivy into a fat lesbian. Just another day in the comic world, in the comic clan world, though. That's what he says on Twitter.
Like, why? You make her fat and you make her a lesbian. It's like, no, I think first you make her a lesbian and then she gets fat. Like, that's the order that it goes in. I don't know what it is. Like, there was a whole scientific study trying to figure out why, like, lesbians are fat, but they mostly are. They're not like what you think. When I was a kid, I was just like, oh, yeah, lesbians. That's two beautiful lipsticky women. Scissor sisters. But then the reality is, most lesbians look like fire plugs. Like, Plush says, Cyberfrog is so 90s rad an idea. Can't wait to support it. And Gemshock. Thank you, Plush. Appreciate it.
Because it isn't supposed to be happening. It really isn't supposed to be happening. Van Sciver, he's been there doing work before for DC. He's been pointing out for years how the comic industry is in crisis, and that DC especially is dying because of the stunts like this that they've been pulling. Recently they made Superman gay. They made Superman gay. They made not the main Superman, but the son. They made the son Jonathan gay, and a lot of people didn't sit well with that. I was one of the persons that didn't sit well with that being done. Why do you want to make Superman gay to work with the modern times. It made no sense. And this thing is just done to please this woke lunatics that are ruining our entertainment right now with their politics. Poison Ivy is a wonderful.
Hottie Entertain Media, we like you around here. I wasn't sure where you were going to fall on my argument about slamming DC Comics, but yeah, we like you. Good stuff.
Character. Is a wonderful character. You do not need to make her fat. The lesbian part is debatable because already they've made her a lesbian in the comic recently. She's kind of like dating Harley Quinn, so I really wouldn't even talk much about the sex life she's indulging in because it isn't what it isn't a big deal right now because they've already made her gay, to be honest. So this will be interesting. Because
yes, it is.
Eric Van Sciver, Ethan Van Sciver, he knows the industry very well. He's been working with DC for a while, and if he blasts them, he really has a point. And
exactly,
it's sad to see that.
Do you hear that, Nerdettes Newsstand? I've been working in the industry for a long time, and when I blast DC, I really have a point. I must have a point. Why else would I blast DC if I didn't have a point? Think about that. Why don't you put that in your pipe and smoke it, Tristan, and all you other weirdos? When I finally unload on DC, it must be because I have a point. Here's my point. Poison Ivy. She's not a fat lesbian. Here's my point. All right, hold on a second. Here's my point. Poison Ivy, not a fat lesbian. There's my point. Slam. Boom. Like that. Slam. Got him.
Because I'm one of the big advocate for good storytelling, and I love Poison Ivy. I even want her own solo film. If it's going to be done well, I feel her own solo film will be a success. If it's done well, do not add any identity politics, any nonsense like that, any BS like that. Tell a good story, Poison Ivy, bring her on screen, and it will be a success. I really like the character. But for some weird reason, DC keeps ruining their most important.
They keep
and
ruining
very
it. Master Boop says 90s lesbians are better than actual lesbians. You missed my last two. Oh, you're kidding me.
Loved characters. And Poison Ivy is one of the new ones to go down that road. They've made her fat. They've made her a lesbian. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's really sad.
It is sad. It's not happy.
Catwoman Lonely City.
Plush says, love me some BBWs. What is BBWs? Big black women? But Ivy doesn't need to be one. No.
Makes no sense, honestly.
Big beautiful women?
To that character. Because let's face it, Poison Ivy is a wonderful character. You don't need to ruin her character to push this woke agenda that is going on in Hollywood right now. I'm quite annoyed.
Yes, you guys are already responding. Excellent.
Do follow us on our YouTube channel. See you
video
guys next time.
Concise, well spoken, to the point. Poison Ivy is meant to be skinny, heterosexual. How could they have gotten this so wrong? Good question. I don't know how they could have gotten it wrong, but you've earned a subscribe from me. Let me add, I'll ring the bell for notifications. That's what we do. And then we hit a thumbs up. I mean, that's the maximum amount of feedback that I can give this guy. I don't know if I could possibly do more than that. Really think about it. All right. There are a couple more of these. I want to hear what everybody says about what is this? My thought. Oh my God. Okay. I think this is going to be somebody who disagrees with me. And those are my favorite types of videos. I like when people disagree with me because automatically I know they're wrong. Like when you watch a video with somebody who, here's a comic book cut. He says, Poison Ivy is the representation of temptation. She's the Garden of Eden, the snake within. That is right, comic book cut. All right, now hold on a second. When people disagree with me, I know they're wrong, and that makes it fun. My thought, Ethan Van Sciver slams DC for turning Poison Ivy into a fat lesbian and limited Catwoman. All right, this is Geek Prime X. He's got 33 subscribers. Now, let me see. What is all this? You don't need to say all this. All right, this is just the article. Here we go.
Pamela Ivy in that comic is not fat. That is big bones. That is a big bone, average looking woman.
That is a huge, fat fire truck of a woman. She is a garbage truck of a human being. You don't tell me she's not fat, Geek Prime X. That is a fat woman.
Just because she doesn't look at this looking from the Injustice Society, Injustice 2 video game, that does not make her fat. That is not fat. That is average looking weight.
Why would she have to be average looking? Why are we looking at average looking people in comics? Why do you accept that? You know what? It's not like we have to cull from actual humanity. We can draw anything that we want to draw. Why would we have to? Why do we have to put up with fat people in comics? It makes no sense. Unless her superpower is to be fat, like the Blob, she should be skinny. That is my counter argument to you in the top of your head. Clean your vents.
That's a muscle-bound woman. I've seen women who have muscles have that same body tone.
They're men. They're all men, sir. They're all men. You see muscle-bound women, those are men in drag. They are transsexuals. I put it to you that you should look more closely.
Okay, especially when they cosplay as Poison Ivy. Okay, so for these asshole Ethan Van Sky and Eric July's bitch ass to come out and say that,
You don't call us asshole bitch ass just because we're coming out and pointing out the obvious. It is true. She is a fat lesbian. You like her, you like them thick, you can like them thick all you want. But where is the lie, my friend? Where is the lie? And comb your hair. Comb your hair or cut it. Thank you.
that is sexist. It's sexist. It's like literally sexist.
Good.
That is sexist. Come from this asshole and this nigga bitch.
Whoa! Damn, he used the N-word and then the B-word. Racist and sexist. Sir, you are racist and sexist. You use the N-word, that's racist. You use the B-word, that's sexist. Racist and sexist. And don't call me asshole.
This bitch right here, Eric July. I'm fucking serious. It's like, motherfucker, that is not fat. And also, why is it wrong for Pamela?
How can you say that isn't fat? How can you look at that and go, that ain't fat? That ain't fat. I seen fatter. Yeah, I know. I've seen fatter too, but just not in comic books and not Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is sitting there putting on the pounds. Look at her. That is, I mean, it's highly disturbing, dude, that you're okay with this. And by the way, she doesn't need you to white knight for her. She ain't even real. Why are you white knighting for fake poison? Why are you white knighting? First of all, she's not real. She's not a real person. Okay, that's the first part of my argument. She's just a drawing on a piece of paper. She could be drawn skinnier. Second of all, she is fat. She's clearly fat. She's obese. She's an obese. She's a ham planet. And third of all, even if she was real and she wasn't fat, she is a lesbian, bro. She don't need you. She don't need you white knighting for her lesbian ass. She don't need it. She don't need you. And don't you call Eric July names ever again. Don't you do it. He's a successful black entrepreneur. You should be proud of him. But you're not, are you? You're not proud of him. You lower the camera. You let me see your face, and you let me see the barren circumstances of your existence as you make fun of and denigrate our friend Eric July, successful black entrepreneur. I want to see the face of the man who is this jealous. She is obese. She is corpulent, morbidly obese. Thank you. Fat ass.
Easy to be a lesbian. What's wrong with her being a lesbian, motherfucker? Yo, and I'm also gonna say this about both of y'all. When are y'all gonna stop bashing on people's career in the industry?
Never. I'm never gonna stop ever. Don't you? You know what? Set your watch to when I'm gonna stop bashing on these pussies in the industry like Mark Brooks. Set your watch to never. Set your watch to fucking never. I'm never gonna stop. Ever. It's gonna continue.
and then let your comic book sell itself, Eric? When are you gonna stop bashing people and let your comic book sell itself?
He's never gonna stop. He's never gonna stop. His comic book is gonna continue to sell itself. Never gonna stop. I'm speaking for Eric now.
Oh yeah, you can't anymore because that's the only thing you got to sell your comic book on is not woke. No, I'm serious. That's all your bitch ass does is attack people in the industry, ruin their careers, and make yours look better. That's all y'all motherfuckers do.
That's not true at all. Those motherfuckers that we talk about are people that are involved in cancel culture. They're the ones ruining people's careers, man. They're the ones trying to choke off conservative thought, conservative people, conservative creators in the comic book industry. Their bitch asses are the ones who are ruining people's careers. Me and Eric, we're just pointing it out. And we're doing it as successful entrepreneurs from the sidelines, man. And that's what we're doing. We're pointing the way to people like you. And if you would just listen to us and stop listening to these woke pussies, you would have a much better ceiling fan. A much better ceiling fan than the one you already have. And instead, you're sitting there arguing with me and Eric July and defending a two-dimensional fat lesbian. That's what you're doing. Wasting your time. Wasting your time.
You fucking sellout nigga bitch.
Oh!
I'm serious. He's dumbass nigga bitch right here attacking a character because he thinks she's fat and he's a homophobe. You're
chasing her. You're thirsting after her because she's fat and a lesbian. You're thirsting after the fake character, dude. You're getting all upset about it. All I'm saying, look, first of all, Eric July's I'm the one who brung it up. Eric didn't bring it up. I brung it up. And I said, this character, first of all, she has never been fat before. She has never been. I've seen her with her tongue down Bruce Wayne's throat. She has never been a lesbian before. Now look at her. Now look at her stank fat ass. You're sitting there telling me that's okay with you. You're sitting there telling me that that's okay with you, that she looked like a stank ass fat lesbian now when she used to be all like beautiful and thin and curvy. Now look at her. Oh, your standards are so low, brother. Let me and Eric actually enlighten you to the way the world actually can be. JV Survivor says less fat Poison Ivy, more fat Nasser. Yes, my friend. Yes, more fat Nasser. All right.
I'm like, Pamela Isley in that comment is not fat. That is not fat.
That is fat. That is fat. Look at her. Piggy Ivy. She looks ridiculous. How could you possibly say that she looks like the fucking green M&M? How can you call her not fat? She's enormous. She's rotund. And she's a lesbian.
That is not fat, motherfucker. Because I can show you a bunch of female cosplayers as Pamela Anderson.
I can show you some fat-ass female cosplayers, too. So what? What does that prove? You're going to show me fatter Poison Ivies? I'll throw up over those, too. I'll projectile vomit over those, too. They're not right. That is what Poison Ivy looks like. Look at the beautiful, seductive, sensual Poison Ivy. Now you're gonna have to stop calling people punk ass bitches right now, and you're gonna have to just accept that she's fat, bro. She's fat, bro. For real, get your eyes checked. She's fat. Thank you.
Pamela.
P. Count says he knows fat. Look at his mama. Also, shut up, asshole.
Isley, aka Poison Ivy. Okay.
Pamela Ashley, Spamela Ashley. That's her new name now. Why are you putting this porno on the screen?
Cosplay community. It's like, but there's a bunch of cosplay ass on her.
Let's see.
Who has that body type of that character? You got the average looking skinny ones.
Yeah.
You got this.
Ugh.
It's like a whole bunch. It's like you can search and find.
And find what? They're all women, real women, trying to pretend to be the real Poison Ivy in the comics, the character Poison Ivy. I don't care that some of them are fat and don't shave their armpits. I don't care that some of them are men. That one right there is a man. That is a stank, disgusting man. That's a man too. That's a man, bro. And you're gonna tell me, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna tell me
players as you got a guy cosplaying as look.
Oh, that's a man, dude. What are you gonna tell me? It's okay that Poison Ivy's a man now? She can be a fat man. You're gonna say, no, I got a cosplayer who's a man with hairy armpits, who's wearing a fucking bikini, dressed like Poison Ivy. So that means the Poison Ivy can be a man. No, that's not what it means, dude. Do the math.
That's a nice costume.
Oh!
Of the Batman and Robin, Uma Thurman Poison Ivy, or the comic as well. So there you go.
This is not a good argument, Geek Primex.
If you're gonna call that fat, you might as well call her fat.
I will, to her face. You can't stop me, Geek Primex. You can't stop me. You can try to stop me from calling that Poison Ivy a fat lesbian, but I will never stop. I will continue to slam DC for making Poison Ivy a fat lesbian. And you can show me all these other examples of fat lesbians. It's not going to change my mind. You're just underscoring my point. And you got to stop it. I will never stop. You better have a better argument than this. Go ahead.
Cosplay as Poison Ivy of all body shapes, motherfucker. And y'all being a bunch of sexists. I'm serious. Y'all being sexist here. It's like,
yes.
And now you take advantage of David Zaslav laying all people to make y'all justified and saying what y'all say. I'm saying go fuck you.
Oh, look at Rose City Comic Con in Portland. Oh God. Yeah, David Zaslav's gonna put a stop to this. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? Our boy David Zaslav. That's right. He's part of the alt-right underground. Like David Zaslav, we put him in there. He was part of the January 6th insurrection. You just don't know it yet. He probably orchestrated that. Allegedly. Maybe. Rumor is. And because of him, because of David Zaslav, me and Eric July, we get to call every single superhero a fat lesbian. Every single one because of him. He lets us.
Yourself. Yeah. You got this chick in a wheelchair with a Venus flytrap at Poison Ivy cosplay that I think is not.
That don't make her Poison Ivy. It makes her a chick in a wheelchair who is obese, who is dressed like Poison Ivy. God bless her. I hope she had a good time. That doesn't mean the Poison Ivy in the comics is fat and in a wheelchair. It doesn't mean that, dude. This is not a good argument. You are not making a good argument, Geek Primex.
Nice. So yeah. Y'all are being sexist. Y'all being sexist.
So what?
Towards people who have that body shape. And I'm going to say...
What body shape? What body shape? Fat. So what? I'm fat too, brother. But I don't insist that other superheroes look like me and you. You're fat too. I can tell you're a fat slob. So what? I can tell by the shape of your head. Superheroes don't need to look like us. They just need to act like me.
Ethan, look in the mirror much, you fat, ugly, white dude. I'm serious.
Don't you call me fat and white. Don't you get racist on me. Don't you call me fat and white. I'm the other white meat.
I'm white man coming out here and saying this shit.
Don't you call... Oh.
Ethan.
Oh, hold on. EVS speaks jive, says Beer Hunter. That's hilarious.
Really? You calling that fat? That's not fat.
That is fat, dude. That is ridiculously obese. That is a monstrosity, and you know it's true. And what are you doing arguing with me? Don't you argue with me. You admit I'm right.
Very easily. It's not fat. That's not fat, dumbass. If you're gonna
That is fat. Maybe that meets your qualifications, but it doesn't meet mine. That is a fat woman. That is a fat green lesbian. I know them when I see one. And you can't gaslight me or my audience into thinking that she's not. She is. especially compared to the way she used to look. And you sit there and you gaslight us from your audience. You can't trick me. You can't trick my audience. ID Crisis says, how does it not know what it is? I don't know. She's husky as fuck. And she loves her carbs.
Say that about someone. I can say that about your wife. She's one fat, ugly, black bitch. Yeah,
Oh, don't you say that about... Oh, my God.
Fat bitch. Hell, I can say that about Geeky Sparkle or Clownfish TV. She's a fat bitch. Mecha Random's a fat bitch.
Well, I mean, you're right about Mecha Random. So what would you say if Mecha Random were dressed like Poison Ivy? Then what would you say? She ain't fat. See? You just walked right into my trap. My Poison Ivy trap.
Vala the Dark Empress is a plump-looking bitch.
Who?
Yeah, half the girls in your crew are a bunch of bitches.
Hey, all the girls in your crew. Oh, you don't have any girls in your crew. Pecan says ethnic Ethan equals Monica. What's Monica? You don't say this stuff. You don't talk like this. You don't talk like this.
Fucking bitches. Okay, how about that? How about that? I call them all bitches, okay? Because only a bitch will agree with this.
Everybody agrees with it. Everyone, except for you, because you're a simp and you're simping for fat lesbian Poison Ivy. Simping for fat lesbian Poison Ivy. For some reason, I don't know why. She ain't gonna fuck you, bro. Bro, she ain't gonna fuck you, bro. Dorby says, I'll bet you his mama weighed 250 pounds. Michael Von Doom says he doesn't believe any of what he's saying. Neither do I. Chepo Team says, check out Superman 117, The Final Night from 1996 by Jurgens, Friends, and Rubenstein. It has a conservative stand-in for Rush Limbaugh called Dirk Armstrong. Perry White compares them to Nazis. Oh, that's disappointing as hell. Yeah. All right, here we go. Back to this guy.
I'm like, really? We're going to attack a woman because she looks somewhat plump looking?
Yeah, we are, because she ain't a real woman. She's a drawing, so we're going to attack her all day long. She ain't real. She's a drawing, and she's obese. Looks like she's been eating something other than something that's not plant-based. She's not vegetarian anymore. I can tell. She's eating nothing but entire loaves of buttered bread. And you're sitting there standing up for her sick lifestyle. If she were real, if she was real and she looked like this, you're encouraging her, shortening her life. It's ridiculous. Get in shape like me. What's going on, dude?
You say that's not attractive? I'm like, really, Ethan?
That ain't attractive.
Ethan Van Sky?
Van Skyver. You don't call me Van Sky.
Because this is what your ugly ass look like right now. This is what he looked like. A fat, ugly white dude. A fat, ugly white dude.
I think I look good, dude. Handsome as fuck. And not nearly as fat as Poison Ivy or lesbian.
That's that. So, yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Look in the mirror much, Ethan Van Sky?
All the time. I look in the mirror all the time. Nonstop. Especially when I'm live streaming. I look at myself. I love it. And how are you going to show those pictures of me being skinny and call me fat as Poison Ivy? Skinny as fuck. Towering Otacon says, nowadays, any quirky-looking dump truck can be a comic book hero. Stole the joke from one of those poor writer bitches who had to make Amy Schumer seem funny on that show she had, but still.
Sky, you ugly ass piece of shit. You ugly ass piece of shit.
You don't call me ugly ass piece of shit.
You fat, ugly white dude. Fat, ugly white dude who basically go on social media making fun of women, minorities, and gays all the time.
All the time. That's what I do. That's what I do. I'm doing it right now. I'm making fun of you right now. Right now.
Bitch ran and never went back to her podcast because you're too much of a bitch to debate her again.
Who? Wait, who? Hold on a second. Who did I not debate? Let me hear this again.
You little bitch ran and never went back to her podcast because you're too much of a bitch to debate her again.
Who? Hey, Geek Primex, I didn't get to hear who you were talking about. Very expensive equipment went on the fritz.
Yeah, because you got beat. You got your ass kicked by Nerdy Netty. Yeah, you got your ass kicked by Nerdy Netty, Ethan.
Nerdette? I whipped that woman. What are you talking about? I broke that woman over my knee.
You got your
How
ass
dare
kicked
you?
by Nerdy Netty. Okay.
Nerdy Netty?
I keep on getting her name.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
But she owned your ass, Nerdy Netty.
Nerdy Netty, what?
Your ugly ass, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm serious, you ugly ass piece of shit.
Look at you. Look at you. Look at you.
You ugly ass piece of shit. No, I'm serious. This motherfucker said this about Pamela Eisen, Catwoman new book. And I'm like, motherfucker, look in the mirror, much an ugly ass piece of shit.
All the time, constantly.
You ugly ass piece of shit.
Let's put that camera down on you. Why don't you lower the camera and let me look at you? Let me see you. You ain't no beauty queen. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Get a comb through that hair. Why don't you comb your hair? You sitting there calling people ugly. Look at you. Look at you. You won't even show any. Oh, I just saw you. I just saw you. Ridiculous. What's the matter with you? You don't talk like that. Oh, you don't talk like that. You don't say that shit. What are you doing? No, bullshit. She's fat. She's fat. So are you. You're fat too. Look at you. You're fat too. You're a big fat slob too. You're a fat lesbian too. Oh, you're fat too. Look at you. See that door behind you? Why don't you use it? Oh, that's ridiculous. What a thing to say. Oh, my God. Look at you. You look like Fat Albert. What's the matter with you? You look like Fat Albert. You be looking like Fat Albert. Ridiculous. So mad that somebody called a drawing of Poison Ivy fat lesbian. Oh, how mad are you? Oh, it's sexist. Oh, my goodness. Yes, that's right. It's sexist.
Pamela Ivy in that
I accidentally started over again. All right, so that's the second video. See the trouble that I get in because of bounding into comics? Absolutely ridiculous. Nerdy Eddie destroyed. Oh, shit. This is what happens, guys, every single time. All right, hold on a second. I think this is Nerdy Eddie in blackface, says Internet Guy. I think I did good on Nerdette, but maybe she did destroy me. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't feel like I ran from her. I'd be happy to debate Nerdette again. Anytime she would like to talk to me, she is more than welcome. Geek Prime X, I want to reassure you. Yellow Spider Eyes says, I was falling asleep, but this woke me up. Yeah, that was my Howard Stern impersonation. EVS, give me this dude's YouTube channel. That's Geek Prime X. His name is Geek Prime X. And I think he is like, he's in the Nerdette kind of bread tuber sphere. I love it. All right, listen, before we move on, and we are going to move on, we've got 1,249 people watching right now. You're all welcome. Happy to see you. Thank you for being here and sharing your evening with me. Make sure to go to the links below in our description and go check out our eBay store. Operators are standing by. All of your orders will be shipped same day. Cyberfrog Warts and All executive hardcover collection on sale now for $60. I just brought 2 crates of them back from the warehouse to our house, and so we will ship those out to you. Also, big deal, complete Cyberfrog trading card set available now. A lot of people want to collect our trading cards. They don't know where to start. Well, this is a great way to start right here. Get every single trading card that we've released to date, plus one of our spectacular trading card binders. These are limited because obviously I never want to put together a complete set again. It really was ridiculous. But we do have enough of them here. I think we've got 15 left. So if you would like one, make sure to get a complete set of Cyberfrog cards. We definitely have t-shirts, Cyberfrog Blood Honey box, magnetic store folio, and people wanting to know where I got my hat. I think we're out of the green one, but we have a few gray ones left. And then we also have this military green design. Looks like a nice Air Force cap, but it says no soy on it. Lets people know that you are soy free. Red sweatshirts, etc., etc. And also, if you have not read Cyberfrog Blood Honey yet, in anticipation of Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet, make sure that you get this right here, Ultimate Cyberfrog Blood Honey Ghost Edition for Halloween. Beautiful white embossed cover here, Ultimate Cyberfrog Blood Honey with our frog jumping on the front cover. This is great. 80 pages of art and story. It includes 20 bonus pages in the back of 1998, The Diary of Heather Swain. Everything you need here, relettered by Eric Weathers. And it's just $20, which is a great, great deal. If you want it to be signed, you can just write, Andrew, will you please have Ethan sign this for me? And I will sign it for you. All of our customers love us. Everybody's quite happy with us. Look at this. Items were just as described, if not better, and shipped extremely fast. Look at this. Love the comic, and at a great price. Everyone loves everything that we ship. We love you guys too. Excellent bulk cap, great sturdy construction, and nice fit. Super fast shipping, great communication. I'm extremely happy with my purchase. Go Cyberfrog. Just received the book. Thank you for bringing this back. I collected all these back in the 90s from the shop I worked at, but lost them all in a flood a few years ago. That was biblical. It was a biblical flood. Can't wait to revisit these. Thank you again. Yeah, of course. We were happy to do this. We put together all of the 90s Cyberfrog books in a 328 page volume called Cyberfrog Warts and All. You can get it in 3 different formats here. Standard hardcover, $40. Soft cover, $25. And then the executive hardcover edition complete with an extra book that's unavailable anywhere else, Frogapalooza Zine, $60. And a beautiful slipcase with a ribbon. It's like the pages are gilded. I mean, it really is nice. It's a great collection. $60. So pick your price point and we will ship it to you and enjoy autumn. It's now autumn, everyone. It is fall, and it's a great time to settle in, read comic books, and enjoy yourself. Thank you. We've got some people who are backing the Cyberfrog variant action figures. We want you to do that. Here's the video.
Every day walk the line like I'm walking on a wire. Taking my time, but my blood is on fire. Down to the marrow, from a shudder to a shockwave. Holding my ground, looking for a new escape. When I am choking, started and broken, crawling out the same ditch, looking for the off switch. Guess I better quit and find another.
Yes, everyone, back in today only on Indiegogo. You definitely want these action figures. You're going to want them even more after you read Wreck Planet, I feel. Michael Von Doom says, a guy that has to hide his face, wanting to educate me about the ladies. Stolen valor. This can't pull woman without an unlabeled pill bottle. God damn, bro. Yeah, Geek Prime X, I guess. That was fun. I liked yelling at him. Howard Stern used to do that all the time. He'd get someone on there screaming at him, and he'd scream back, and it was so funny. Pete Callen says, I can't believe you'd be doing this even without the camera on. Yeah, of course. It's all good. I think my chat here is behind a little bit. So, all right. There's this also second chance for Cyberfrog 2 Wreck Planet available now. If you haven't backed Wreck Planet yet, we just got 3 more backers. Love you guys. Thank you. Copies of Wreck Planet are available herein. Do not miss Heartsick Horror. It's only $10. It's a 21-page comic book. Actually, it's 24 pages, but 21 pages of story and art by Canyon White, E.J. Morges, and myself. Beautiful cover by Stefani Renee. Yeah, every single... Look at this. Jay Lee, suffered for this, guys. I will never... What planet do we live on right now? You know, going from this article, how liberalism may be hurting comic book sales here, and reading this article, and then going back over to Second Chance 2 Cyberfrog campaign, and remembering, It's now 2022, and last year, Tom King tried to destroy the life of Jay Lee for drawing a cover for me. And that's where we are right now. That's where we are now. Like, Jay Lee's just like, how much? How much am I getting paid? I'm like, you're getting paid this much. And he's like, shit, man, I'll do that. He's like, I like the character anyway. I drew him before. I'll draw him again. He drew this great cover for me. And because of this, Tom King, who was one of the most powerful writers at DC, tried to lead a revolt against him that would destroy his career. Jay Lee, an artist who, frankly, we can't do without, okay? I can do without Tom King. I can't do without Jay Lee. The comic book industry does not need any more mediocre, soy-based, ridiculously effeminate writers. We don't need that. And I'm sorry, Tom King, I know you served in the CIA. What the fuck happened to you? And you tried to destroy Jay Lee's life for drawing for me. How dare you? How dare you do that? God, why didn't I sue him? And Jay Lee stood up for himself. I'm really proud. I dedicated the back of Wreck Planet to him. Like, I wanted to thank Jay Lee for his honor and his bravery because he stood up for himself. We've seen so many people. So many artists who just bend over when this happens. Saw it happen to Doug TenNapel a bunch of times. And the cowards. I'm not a big fan of Doug TenNapel, but he was trying to actively work with mainstream professionals who saw that big paycheck and did work for him. And then the second they received any pushback, you're working for a transphobe. Oh, okay. Sorry, you can't publish my work. Could you please not publish my work? I have to pull away from you. Tell these people to fuck off. Tell these people to fuck off. If Sean Gordon Murphy did a cover for me, and then I paid him for it, and then some ridiculous pieces of human filth, some garbage SJWs from the mainstream gave him pressure, and he actually relented and said, could you please just not publish it? I would tell him to fuck off too. No, I'm publishing your cover. We had a deal. You were paid to do this. I'm publishing my cover, this cover. I'm not a coward. I'm sorry that you are. We're going to continue. We're publishing this cover. I'm so sorry. Reminds me of the time Hillary adopted a drawl, says Internet Guy. Oh, me yelling. Matty Ice says, let's pull out the BMI chart. We all know she's above 30%. Yes. Some good fighting here. Get caught up with you guys. I mean, really, like, seriously, like, Jay Lee, what a hero that he did this. He didn't do that. Jay Lee just kind of went, sorry, whatever. And his response was indignation. And by the way, cover. No, he never said, Ethan, could you do? No, cover is still the cover. This cover here, Wreck Planet, the main cover. And by the way, I mean, I'm letting somebody else, another artist who I have great respect for, Jay Lee, be the main cover artist on this. It's not my cover that's the main cover. It's his. And he deserves it. It's paying homage to him. It's a tribute to him because, frankly, he stood behind his work. He did not relent. Like, he did not give up. He did not give in. He did not bend over for what is clearly political discrimination and bullying in the comic book industry. He didn't do it. He effectively shut down the problem. And he's fine. He's still working. He's doing great. It should be a lesson to everybody else, but it isn't, because this industry is filled with cowards, filled to the brim of people who are afraid. And it's too bad. So I'm very proud of this. If you back Wreck Planet, you got a copy of this cover. It is a memorial. It's not a memorial. It's a signpost in the road. It's an important moment. It's a turning point where cancel culture took another hit. It just took another hit. No, we're not gonna give up. We're not going to. God bless Jay Lee. Just awesome. Cyberfrog 2 cover by the incredible Kenneth Rocafort, another variant. And then, we've got Death's Sting here. Death Sting is a 20 pages Salamandroid story. It is, I mean, it's not entire. It's also the origin of Scorpion. So you're going to get a lot of Scorpion content in this, and you're going to see how he relates to Salamandroid and all of this stuff. I think you're going to enjoy it quite a bit. It's necessary. Like, it really fills in a lot of blanks for Cyberfrog Wreck Planet. So read Wreck Planet first, get to the end, and then go, oh, what's this? And then read Salamandroid Death Sting. And I think it's really going to it's going to enhance your experience. A lot like the Diary of Heather Swain enhanced Blood Honey for people. These are the original 4 covers. And you can get these here, plus Death Sting. Our toys, our PVC toys are also available. This Salamandroid is almost to scale with the action figure. Honeycomb box sold out, I'm afraid. New cover by me. New cover by me. Folders that are going to be in the warehouse tomorrow. I got to go over there and meet the driver and all of this stuff. So anyway, back Wreck Planet today. And then while you do that, pick up Electric Blue Cyberfrog variant action figures. If you didn't get the first set, get the first set. And feel free to pick up the new stuff here. $150 for Red Heather Swain, the Vespis Forager, and then Electric Blue Cyberfrog. Everybody wants Electric Blue Cyberfrog. That was a really popular figure. All right. By the way, Flash Villain of the Week, Girder returns. Oh, that's nice. This was on Collider. Live Rust? What does that mean? Live Rust? When Tony Woodward, a.k.a. Girder, showed up in Central City, we had yet to start our Villain of the Week series for The Flash, but now that Girder makes his return to terrorize Team Flash in tonight's episode. Is The Flash over yet? Is that TV show still on? I mean, is it over? Girder's first appearance was in the 6th episode of Season 1 titled A Flash is Born. I didn't see it. What does he look like on this show? But of course, this is his origin was right here in Flash Iron Heights. One of the first books where I kind of took the wheel of my own career, because up until then I was drawing Impulse and I was trying to draw in a very cartoony Humberto Ramos-esque style. Flash Iron Heights was me breaking out and just being like, now I'm going to have fun and really do what I do. So it includes the origin, the first appearance of a ton of characters that Jeff and I created together. And one of those characters is Girder, and I guess he is in... Oh, God, is Kevin Smith directing it? Update. Apparently, we're going to have a Girder zombie of some sort. How exactly that happens, I have no idea, but you can get an extended sneak peek in the episode trailer. We got Kevin Smith directing the Collider article. Where do I see it? Congo Red Jr. says, EVS, do you have a complete collection I can buy? All your comics in one offer that I can buy, like $300 or so I can get all the Cyberfrog books, 90s and current, and the cards, or do I have to do a piecemeal? Congo Red Jr., I don't have an offer like that right now, but I will tell you this. If you, we figured out how to combine shipping. So go through and buy everything that you want to buy, okay? And then send Andrea a note saying, can you combine this into one shipment? And Andrea will refund you the difference after she weighs it. She'll put your package together. She'll refund you the difference from your shipping. And that's how we combine shipping. Otherwise, we don't understand. I mean, it's like eBay can be kind of difficult that way. But she was just able to figure out a great way to do that. Just send you back a nice little refund of what's left over from any extraneous shipping costs. And that's the best way to do it. You'll be able to choose what you want and get a nice collection yourself. But definitely buy like all of the cards, buy warts and all, and then buy, just to be like the least expensive, buy a copy of Ultimate Cyberfrog Blood Honey, either silver or white. That is $20 for all of the newest content. So there you go. And anything else you find there is fun. Appreciate you, Congo Red. All right, so there's a trailer, but I can't see it. Like, how do I don't get a trailer? Let me look it up here. Girder on Flash show. Flash. Girder Flash. Ew, look at him. He doesn't look anything like our character. He don't look nothing like our character. My version of Girder was like a big, fat, like biker dude, like with a beard and like wiry hair, and he's rusty. Look at him. What is this? Hold on, where is he?
Is your freedom.
That's Reverse Flash. This is Girder. That is stupid, dude. He just turned to metal. Where are his rivets? That's it? He's supposed to be made up of girders. He's supposed to have rivets in him, and he's supposed to be, I mean, that's how he looks when he's healthy, but he rusts. Why does everything suck? Why can't you
stop?
Why can't you make my character look like my character on screen? How hard is it? Let me see. Skyver Girder. God almighty, dude. It like we created a really cool looking original character. Brian Boland got him, right? Brian Boland drew him correctly. Let me see. That's kind of neat. I think that was like the first time. Oh, hold on a second. I got this on the screen still. First time I saw Brian Boland draw something that I created, man, that was a thrill. It was really fun. Yeah, like and here it is. Like here's Brian Boland's version of Girder. Like that's correct. Look at him. He's interesting looking. How come where's my drawing of Girder? Where are my drawings of Girder? Why is everything Scott Collins here? I mean, no offense to Scott Collins, but like my version of Girder is better, dude. There's Gregory Wolf. I created him too. What is this? What is this? Look at that. Yeah, there's Girder. There. Well, this is a okay. Hold on. So let me open this up here. It's not even that good, man. I look at my old work and I don't like it anymore. I liked it then, though. Okay, here's Wally West pulling. You know, oh, get down. There's glass everywhere. Look at this guy on the ground. Here's Girder, like when he's healthy, and here he is coming out. This is fucking awesome. I take it back. This is great. He just smashes the ground like the Hulk, and the whole floor comes up. This guy, Pied Piper's falling over. The bricks look great. I like him shadowed. Flash punches him a million times, but it doesn't do any good. He just backhands him. Got big old work boots on. Big fat guy. Big fat Girder. Like, this is cool, man. This character's cool. And then you look at this. Like, this, how is this cool? Like, this, he doesn't. That's not cool, dude. That doesn't look like Girder. Like, you got to make him, like, he's going to be banded with, like, rusty, like, girders. Like, that's what his name is. And then give him rivets and shit. And then he'd be fine. You can look like whatever he wants. But Girder should be a big fat guy, though. He should be one of those, like, big, gigantic bikers. He should be 7 feet tall. I don't watch this show. That's why I don't watch The Flash. I think I get paid for this, but, like, I don't even want it. Like, don't send me any money for this. Like, get it right and then send me money. Not just send me money anyway. Why can't they get it right? Why are they doing something other than what I did? That's CW for you. Yeah, like seriously, like it can't be that much harder to get it right. By the way, I want to thank Patrick Thomas Parnell, who sent me over a package of these. I got 3 different versions of these. Last of the Seeker little miniatures that are packaged up here. I'm going to open it up and we'll take a look. Patrick, is this one of those like resealable ones? Oh yeah. All right. So Here's our little seeker guy here. He looks like one of those muscle men from the 80s. They were all pink and they were like, but he's flexible. Very cool robot. I know Patrick has like a transformable version of this soon. And then inside, I believe, is a little comic book. This is a great product, Patrick. Little comic book, Last of the Seekers here. Created and story by art by Matt Baer and Kelsey Shannon and Patrick Thomas Parnell. You gotta be kidding me. Hold on a second, fellas. Now let's take a look at this. Share. Extra camera. Share. Yeah, I really like my new camera setup because I can do this. Okay. Wow. First of all, this is a really nice quality mini comic. And this is smart. I started doing this too. I started adding these codes to when you get Rec Planet, the ads inside have codes that'll lead you right to my eBay store or to the Indiegogo. Like there's an ad for the toys. And there's one of these codes that will take you right to the Indiegogo page so you can order the toys. Emerging from Scalo Chronofold. Scalar. Yeah, very cool. This looks like maybe Matt Barr artwork here. Let me see. Where's the Kelsey Shannon part? I mean, these are like the little mini comics you used to get in He-Man. You know, like He-Man figures. So, yeah, by all means, if Patrick is still selling these, I recommend it. And Patrick, thank you very much. It was thoughtful. I didn't order this. I didn't ask him for one. But you know, it's like Andrew said, Patrick sent you a little something. Got a nice box, and inside I got 3 different versions of this. Like, oh, hold on a second. I got to wonder if the comics are different. So this is a green one here. No, the comics are the same, but they have different covers. Cover A, cover B, cover C. Irene Strakowski did one. Yeah, very cool. So they're different covers inside, but different covers, but the insides are the same. All right. Oh, this one's a glow in the dark. Patrick is doing all kinds of stuff, guys. You know, pay attention to him. And the transformable version from Last of the Seekers is really, really neat. I'm glad he's doing it. I'm glad he's kicking some ass there. What do you guys think of that? Let me pay attention to the chat here and see. Glow in the dark. Yeah, it is neat. Adrian Stone says, Neato. Green one glows in the dark. The green one is a Fed. It's a glowy. Yes, it's definitely a glowy. Let me see. The cover for the yellow toy was Rini. Oh, okay, that's Rini's. One of them fell on the floor. I got a third one. I'll look at it a little bit later, but it did fall on the floor. Send me your dupe, EVS, says Evil One. What is dupe? What do you mean? Big Daddy Filth says, how can poison ivy be fat? You ever seen a fat plant? Pronouns ruin everything. Yeah, I don't understand that. First of all, I don't understand poison ivy, period. Like, if she's like a plant lover, does she eat plants? Like, why would she eat plants? Like, shouldn't she eat like insects or something? Like, so wait a second. Yeah, why would she be fat at all? I think she should eat everything except for plants, because, oh, we don't eat plants. Why would we eat plants? Or she should live off of like chlorophyll or something. I don't know. Live off of the sun. But in any case, there's no way that she should be fat. It's just these bitches projecting themselves into these characters. It's like I said about that, in the video at the beginning of the show here. Women don't know how to write characters that they don't know how to write. All they know how to do is write themselves. That's the only thing they know how to do. So it's like they write Poison Ivy as a fat lesbian because that's what they are. They're fat lesbians. Sean Hollywood says, "Hey, did Clark hear the shots? Wait, did Clark hear the shots that the Waynes?" Oh, did Clark Kent hear the shots that killed the Waynes? I got it. That took a while. Yeah, I guess so. That's a pretty neat story idea. Yeah, I guess he did, probably. He just didn't think much of it, I guess. Gerald says, stop arguing with random homeless people on the internet. I can't, dude. I can't stop arguing with people. It's funny. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty neat idea. Wide projection. Evil One says, dupe equals duplicate. Come on, it's comics lingo, dude. Oh, you would like me to send you like one of the doubles that I have of something? I got it. Listen, you're friends with Brian Pulido. You probably get some cool shit for free. Some really cool shit. Like Brian Pulido is great at merchandise. Like I admire him. I'm, focused on copying what he's been doing over there with not Evil Ernie, with Lady Death. All of his new characters over there. He knows what's going on. Congo Red Jr. says, I'm a disabled veteran who was homeless and abandoned, and you sent me your comic. Your success inspired me and gave me hope. I now own a house, opened my own business, and have turned my life around. Thank you. Congo Red, it's great to hear from you again. I'm glad to hear life is better for you. Keep your head up, man, because, we're going through 2 years of dark times here. I really feel like it. I'm telling Andrew, I'm just like, just wait for the election. Just wait until next November, or not next, 24. Wait, and by the way, this election will probably help things out quite a bit too. We got to get these people out of here. EVS has a dupe chin. Do I have a double chin? Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Hey, I cop to being fat. I see myself. I know I'm fat, but I don't care. I'm not a woman. Men are allowed to be fat. Sitting there going, you can't criticize Fatso Poison Ivy because you're fat too. Pretty much everybody that reads comics is obese. There's a small percentage of like fitness guys who are into, who are into comics, and that's cool. But most men my age are hefty in some way or the other. So I'm going to use that as an excuse. Women have no excuse. Women get it together. And by the way, fictional women, that goes double for you. Who cares? Let me see. Nah, man fat isn't good either. Lol. Nothing's good. There's nothing good about it. It just is what it is. Louis Fillet says, not wrote me in with you fatties. Ethan is big. Darth Service says, truth right there. It's true. Most men into comics at my age, says Heather Van. That's true. I know. Look, to be fair, first of all, my comics are sophisticated. The comics that I create, and second of all, I'm a comic creator. So is EVS saying the chat is fat? Yes. And I know you're fat because I sell T-shirts. You guys think you can get something over on me. I know that you're fat. Here's how I know that you're fat. Because I sell T-shirts and you buy them. And I know that I need to order 8 times as many 3XLs as I do XS and small. Okay? Mediums, by the way. We have 100,000 medium Salamandroid Del Keown T-shirts in our warehouse right now. 4XLs are sold out. 3XLs are sold out. 2XLs are sold out. We have medium. We just don't have medium fans. Do you understand what I'm saying? Plenty of medium shirts, no medium fans. So I know what's up. And when you guys call me fat, I'm just like, I know. I feel you. I know this is all projection. Take it out on me. I wear bed sheets. Wait, hold on a second. Mortimer Grimm says, I wear medium. Oh, go buy a Salamandroid shirt because we have Andrew's like, can we sell medium shirts? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. It's like we have a lot of them. Evil One says, can we get a fat-headed, sparkly all caps hat? Yes. I bought this hat at the same mall mall cart that was selling the I Love Jesus hats that sparkled. I mean, this is a hat for a woman, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's a hat for a black woman, just like my I Love Jesus hat was. But I laughed and bought it anyway. And I would love to sell these too. I would love that. Just put the laughing man in rhinestones. That'd be awesome. Yes, of course. Listen, I'm here to make good stuff. Gerald says, stop harassing the host, chat. Sorry, Mr. Skyber. Thank you, Gerald. I appreciate it. Finally, somebody sticks up for me around here. That's a hat made for bingo. It's context. It's all contextual. Whenever I walk through the mall, I always look for clothing that makes me laugh all the time. I go, I got to wear that on a live stream. And Andrea just goes, yep. That's the way it is. You bought that hat at Liberace's yard sale. No, I didn't. I bought it at a mall, cart. There's you know how if you walk through the mall, there are people who have carts and they're selling things. Yeah, she had these rhinestone hats. But no, I would love to wear Liberace's clothing. I looked it up. I've been trying to find people. You can get an Elvis Presley jumpsuit if you want to, like a fake one. That's pretty good. But dressing like Elvis isn't that. People do that. Liberace used to wear big fur capes with diamonds and shit all over them. I cannot find anything like that. And I have looked. I've come close. I've got some pretty gay stuff, but to dress like Liberace, you can't do it. The internet doesn't let you do it. And by the way, if anybody can prove me wrong, send me the link. Honest to God, not this looks gay. Honest to God, Liberace shit. Let me know, because I would definitely wear it. I'll wear it to the B-52s concert. I mean, for God's sake. No, I do not have bingo wing arms, John Platt. I do not have those. That is not my problem. Let me see. I don't think you would fit, says Mr. Bentham. I totally would. The worst thing ever was I bought one of Orson Welles' jackets and it was too small for me. I actually bought one of Orson Welles' suit coats, just a jacket. And I was like, this will definitely fit because it's Orson Welles. But Orson Welles was smaller in person. I mean, he was fat, but he's smaller than I am. And the jacket was like this on me. And I was like, this just isn't good for my self-esteem. Not good at all. When you're buying Orson Welles clothes, secondhand and they don't fit, they're too small for you. Not good, guys. Yeah, it was too small. I tried. I thought I'd wear it and I'd have some kind of magic Orson Welles powers, they would transfer over to me, but they really didn't. And it didn't fit. Just didn't fit. All right, hold on. There's got to be somebody else who was angry with me about Poison Ivy. And this is the thing. I yell at Bounding into Comics. I was just like, stop doing this. Every little thing I say doesn't need to be a news article here. They don't listen to me. They do it anyway. All right, what is this? Lack of entertainment. Okay, we got. Oh, this is V. V did a video about this. Okay, let me hear what V has to say about my thoughts about fat lesbian Poison Ivy. This is important. Ethan Van Sciver insults Poison Ivy. Twitter big mad. Cool.
Ethan Van Sciver, comic book pro, worked at DC Comics for a couple of decades, responsible for creating many of the superheroes that exist today. And then he gets independent. First comic issue that he sells makes $1 billion. It's safe to assume that he understands the business. It's safe to assume that he understands how to make money. So he upset a lot of people because he gave his expert opinion on the fact that feminists have made Poison Ivy into a fat lesbian.
Damn, look, he got 10,890 views on this. See, this is a real YouTuber. He did a good job. He got views.
just another day in comic clown world. And of course, this upset a lot of people. As you can see, he became a hateful old man. Oh my God, yes. If you don't like a comic book character, that is hatred. And also the fact that hatred is not a part of the human experience, right? Like it's not a human emotion that's part of humanity. But anyway, right, well, whatever. Let's look at Poison Ivy and see if Ethan is right. Okay, so the whole thing with Poison Ivy, the whole character.
Now, are you listening, Geek Prime X? Are you listening, you weirdo?
Identity is that of the female fatale. She is irresistible.
Yes.
She is an exotic, forbidden beauty. But if you allow yourself to be captivated by her, then she can kill you with a kiss.
Yes.
So it's a very interesting archetype, very rare that you see in comics. Right? Like she weaponizes her beauty. It's kind of like a rose. The flower is very beautiful, but it has thorns. So it's kind of like erotic horror, if you will.
You look at this and you know I'm right. This is the whole thing. And V knows I'm right too. God bless V. Remy Moskovitz says, you tripping. No, I'm not tripping. I'm not. I'm straight.
This, to me, does not appear to be that exotic beauty. This, to me, appears to be like the lady from the second floor. You know, like my neighbor. It's your average girl, if you will.
Right.
Now, I understand why the progressives did this, right?
She looks like a fucking linebacker. Why are you like the average girl? Have we really sunk to that level? This is the average girl? You don't think that she's on the margins somewhere, V? I mean, I understand it's like, no, this is how some people look. But I mean, the average girl.
Because the progressive ideology initially considered that you shouldn't shame people for being fat. Right? Like their body, their choice. Unless it's about vaccines and vaccine mandates and how they vote. Then you can shame.
Near Anaximan Bear says, V rules. You got to get him on the show tonight. Trust me, he's available. He's a lawyer, a doctor, and a gentleman. I've been on V show. I've known V for like years, since I first started out in Comicsgate or on the internet. I've been on V show a ton of times, and I think he's been here.
But outside of that, you should not care if a person chooses to be overweight. Like, none of your business. Okay, fine. Like most people agree with it. But now, once they got that, they wanted more. Because like all the activists who get money, who get donations, like they don't want to be out of a job. So now they have to fight for something else. And it's like, no. We need to teach people that this is actually beautiful. Like if you don't say that this is beautiful, you're wrong, because beauty is subjective, right? So you may not like it, but others will. And I agree, beauty is subjective. I hope this comic will make a lot of money. Like I hope people are going to look at the new design of Poison Ivy and they're going to say, yes, I want this in my collection. I'm not going to buy manga. I'm not going to buy anime. I want to buy this. I think that Ethan Van Sciver has absolutely no idea what he is talking about. Like, clearly, he doesn't understand the market. He knows nothing about comics. And yes, he is a very hateful old man making millions of dollars with his independent comic. But very hateful, other than that.
Very hateful. Thank you,
Ethan
V. Thank you, V, for this. Let me see what your comments are saying. TVS is literally the most beautiful and wholesome guy on the planet. And they keep going after him for being constantly right. Very few know how American comic books should be, like he does. It isn't some platform to preach and propagandize, but escapism held to the standards set by the great works of other artists that came before. Many of them had lives rich of experiences that shaped them into people who could express themselves like few through art and writing. So it's not meant to be cheap escapism either, but of quality, inspiring, that shows you never seen planets and crazy civilizations, or the fantasy of being allowed to do something about actual criminals mid-crime. In essence, to have the power to do good when good was something basic we could all agree on. Now good is bad, apparently, and bad is great. And that is how we get to the new fat lesbian Poison Ivy. What a great, it's almost like I wrote that under my pseudonym, Dickie Doodles. Ladies Man 727 for $10. Since you didn't pull up Polito's last Kickstarter campaign last stream like I asked you to, oh my God, I'll describe to you what he's doing. Raffles with backer numbers, free rewards to random backers, free shipping, etc. Wow, you're kidding me. Raffles. Hold on, let me read that again. Raffles with backer numbers. All right, we're gonna pull a back. We're gonna hold a raffle. I'm gonna spin up these numbers. I'm gonna pull out one of the numbers, and if you are the backer with that number, you win something. Free rewards to random backers. We're gonna hand out rewards for free to random backers. and then free shipping, etc. Amazing. We could not do free shipping. I don't know how he's doing free shipping. If I said free shipping, I will tell you this. Andrew would chop my head off. Shipping is ridiculously expensive. There must be some other way to do that. Dicky Doodles, an EVS alt. Not really. I don't really have any alts. He's charming. He's alarming. He's eminently disarming. Look at these great people here. Human Sunbeam. Yeah, all good comments. They made her look like She-Hulk. EVS is a genius. He cashed a check on Batman versus Superman for sure. Well, I mean, I think I'm the only one who did. You know, I don't think Warner Brothers even was able to do that, but I did. Big one. It was great. Yeah. Good stuff, guys. Thank you so much. Good comment. Wow, V's got interaction. Trust Ethan Van Sciver, and you will get comics people like. Trust the creators of this Poison Ivy. You will only find comics in museums. EVS winning again. Thank you so much, all of you wonderful, wonderful people. Feels good to always be right. People ask me, like, what's it like to be you? And I'm like, it's nice. It's like a nonstop back massage of correctness. Wow, look at all these comments. I don't get comments like this. But you know what it is? It's like this is a quick 3-minute video about something that really strikes people. Like, you know, people see this and they don't like. You'd have to be a weirdo to really like this and to want to justify this. You'd have to be a weirdo. You see fat lesbian Poison Ivy and you're like, I know that isn't right. I mean, I might not agree with Ethan Van Sciver about everything because I don't know all of his arguments yet. I soon will, maybe, and then I'll agree with him and realize he's right about everything. But like, you do know, I mean, by looking at Poison Ivy as a fat lesbian, you know that's wrong. You just know it's wrong. By the way, where's the Jack Show tonight? Am I interrupting the Jack Show? I'm trying to see what's going on here. I don't see a link for the Jack Show. Hold on. Yeah, there's no link for the Jack Show. What is going... Today is Thursday, right? No, it's not going on. It's on Cecil's channel. It's about to start on Cecil's channel. All right, maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll end this so that the Jack Show can go. I've got 1,200 people watching right now, so I should release you guys. You missed super chats. Oh, let me read some super chats. Thank you for sending me super chats. Can I just say, very kind of you. H is for Heretic says, get a regular cape and a bedazzler. Call Hunter. A bedazzler and a cap. You mean a regular cap and a bedazzler. Second chance for Cyberfrog 2 Wrecked Planet. We're shipping these soon. I cannot wait until you read them. And please do read them. And please do give us reviews. I really want to hear what you guys think of the story. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the reaction and response. I worked hard on that thing. No, I worked hard on that book. All right, let me see. Where are the super chats over here? I have a picture pinned to my balls. All right. H is for Heretic says, okay, I read that one. V rules, like I read that one. Stop. Okay. Can we get a fat-headed, sparkly all cat? Okay, I read that one. Stop arguing with disabled people. Congo Red Jr., thank you. ID Crisis says, check out the Kit Bash Federation on the tubes. My brother makes awesome movie quality Starship models out of anything. You will have no regrets. Drew with Comics Elite said, we made a fortune selling those covers double signed last year at MegaCon. Glad I got to say I got a Cyberfrog sketch from Jay Lee. Man, I should have sent some books with you to get Jay Lee to sign them. Yeah, those are treasures. Yo, he fapped your mama last night. She be monetized now, yo, says Funny Pictures Comics. I think this is Nerdy Eddie and Blackface, says Internet Guy. That guy was mad. He called me fat and ugly. I was like, what? Talking about? I see my face. I know how pretty I am. You can't gaslight me. Poison ivy is a plant, says Barb Rogers. Hey kid, is dad around? Oh wait, my bad, says Jay Alabama Mammy fan. Oh, that was a black joke, I guess. Yeah. Let me see here. He doesn't believe anything of what he's saying. Young Rippa is better than young Luza, says Master of Boobs. How does he not know what it is, says ID Crisis. Force Goes Fabio says DC went from poison ivy to poison diabetes. P. Callan says he knows fat. Look at his mama. Also, shut up, asshole. JV Survivor, less poison ivy, less fat poison ivy, more fat Nasser. Eric Winberg says, thank you, Ethan. The psychodynamics and history of all this is very interesting. Sorry you had to live through it, but it makes opportunities. Everybody's very nice. All these super chats are nice. I'm rereading them as I go. Blackguard 4 says, I find it so disappointing that my favorite comic characters are being written and drawn by radical extremists. I want to still enjoy X-Men, but they've made it so impossible. You got to go back and read the old stuff again, I guess. It's still good. I mean, the old stuff is still good. Things started to go wrong, like during George Bush's presidency, to be honest with you. Like, it can go, you can trace it back that far. Where, like, they deliberately started to insult half of their readership. It wasn't, they say comics have always been progressive. No, they haven't. No, not as a whole, they haven't. There's been a lot of progressivism in comics, I guess. But what's important is that the writers were skilled enough to know not to insult half of their readership. And they usually showed both sides. That was kind of what was interesting about a writer like Ann Nocenti. She was able to do a political comic that would sort of show both sides of the story fairly, both sides of the argument, and then let you make up your mind. So that nobody was insulted. You just kind of went, yeah, I don't know. I still think killing babies is wrong. But I understand, I understand why Rosemary's Baby might be the exception. Louise Simonson was fantastic on X Factor, probably my favorite writer behind Claremont and Davis, says WordFab Stream. Memology sends me a shit super sticker. Thank you. Appreciate it. The Shadows of John Malin's D-Man, says Cryptic Comics. The shadow on the Mark Brooks cover, which is, in my opinion, the worst Marvel Comics cover, at least this year. I mean, that I've seen. It really is bad. Master Booth says, this buffoon criticized Dale. Don't forget, I know he did. Dale knows what he's doing. I mean, Dale knows how to compose a cover. All the cameras and the action figures interfering, says Cryptic Comics. Hang out on the Jack Show tonight, says Jason Smith. Maybe I will. I always regret it when I go on the Jack Show. Every single time. I've never... P. Count says, long time no see. And there we go. That's the first one. Yeah, whenever I go on the Jack Show, I'm always like, oh, I'm sorry I did that. That was terrible. Jack Show is like... they just show you perverted, gross videos all the time. And I'm always disgusted. Tony Watsuda says, hey, EVS, now you can cosplay as Poison Ivy too. So can you. So can we all. All right. I will let you guys go. Jack Show is coming on over on Cecil's channel. I hope you will go talk to him. By the way, cash grab. That's all I can say. By the way, cash grab. And there you have it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for backing Wreck Planet. Thank you for buying some action figures. I think you're going to be glad that you did. You can see them behind me there on the shelf. And they're beautiful. I will do another demo video a little bit later on, maybe tomorrow. And thank you for shopping our eBay store as usual. Andrea will be happy when she wakes up and sees that our eBay store rocked it tonight. Appreciate you guys. All right. See you over at the Jack Show. Let me see here. Find a good closeout video. See you at the Jack Show. Take care, everyone.
remind us no stopping me. All over Europe, thy rules shall be questioned by none. All I say, give to me, that is my decree. My will be done. They thought I was too young to rule the land. Youngsters, they failed to understand or to rule. My time is now. I was chosen by heaven. Say my name when you pray. To the skies, seek our rollers rise. To the skies, it's on the spectrum. To the skies, seek our rollers rise. To the skies, seek our rollers rise.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business.
Every day walk the line like I'm walking on a wire. Taking my time, but my blood is on fire. Down to the marrow, from a shudder to a shockwave. Holding my ground, looking for a new escape. When I am joking, started and broken, crawling out the same ditch, looking for the off switch. Guess I better quit and find another way before I get stuck in my honey place, caught up in the shadows.
Hot, hot, hot like a tamale.
Look at that big ass.
Damn.
Big juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Twerking. Big booty.
Look at that big ass.
Damn.
Big juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Twerking. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale.
Look at that big ass.
Damn.
Big juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Twerking. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale.
Big, beautiful ass. Big, beautiful ass. Big, beautiful ass. Big, beautiful ass.
Look at that big ass.
Damn.
Big juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Twerking. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale.
Look at that big ass.
Damn.
Big juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Twerking. Big booty.
Look at that big ass.
Damn.
Big juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Twerking. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale.
I've seen a back and forth turn pretty nasty, I'm gonna say.
You look like you've been crying.
You keep spinning things. You're the ones that are sitting around and trying to get a reaction out of me. And then when I stopped giving you reactions, you fabricated falsified stories, falsified emails, acted on my behalf, pretended to be me because they.
Well, the problem is it's more than about you and me, Liam, because you're striking a Lossy, you've struck Nasser, you've
and
struck
I will
Smiller.
strike anyone who continues to steal my content. All you do is sit around and play.
All fun. Do you wanna have fun? I said, I want. You should start running Papa, little tyrant. In the you will find and you love to watch him tell lies all fun. So we'll be very mad and eat that. He will go as a heart, I said, oh man. Just don't wait for this life when you know you're watching him cry. Like you're screaming with a DMCA, straight down your tunnel with a DMCA. Don't try to monetize, he will take copyright, and he'll do it just for the spike. It's like you're screaming with a DMCA, straight down your tunnel with a DMCA. He will fill a report, and his preachers support, and his home will be swapped by
Already reported me to Nintendo because they don't understand the difference between my property and fucking Golden Sun. They're that retarded. Oh, you didn't know I knew about that, John?
What?
Oh, look at that in your face. Oh, whoa, Liam might know more than I'm the
Liam, I've never reported your campaign to
John,
anybody.
You're fucked, mate. You are fucked. I am going to bury you. I'm going to bury you and all of these parasites that have been trying to destroy my life for years and have been actively preying on the customer and creating outrage and manipulating.
Liam, this is psycho.
You
Stop it.
are a parasite.
His friends are screaming with an EMCA. Take down the tunnel with an EMCA. Don't try to monetize. He will break copyright and he'll do it for the spike. He's like the screaming with an EMCA. Take down the tunnel with an EMCA. He will fill a report and his fingers score and you hope it's swat by gold.
Fight me, John.
Fight you?
Set up in a ring, no gloves, and I'll take down the strike. There you go. And I will clear my name there, and that'll be the end of it.
Clear your name of what? You're the only one making accusations.
Yeah, right. But you guys need to go the fuck away and let me work. And John, you've got to fight me. Or
I'm not going to fight you, dude.
I know you're not, because you're a pussy and you're a coward. I want the blood on my fucking hands of this fat loser. Thanks for your time.
Oh man, that was something good. Oh, I like that. All right. Thank you, Liam, by the way. Again,